Hi, thanks for tuning in to Crafty Chassis, where you get to be cool and be crafty and hang out with me in the chassis. Today we are going to make dream catchers. So in your kit, you'll see that you have either a large ring or a small metal ring. You have a few different kinds of yarn and twine, a stick, a really cool aspen hanging cutout here, some various beads and some different rock beads and everything, crystals, couple different greenery sprigs, and feathers. We also have some of this metal wiring here that we're going to use. So basically the first thing that you're going to do is take your metal ring and your stick, and you're going to find out where you want the positioning on this. So, this is kind of, there's no right or wrong answer, just kind of get creative the way that you want it to look. You can have this kind of going in the middle, you can have it going up high, down low. For this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and put it kind of in the middle because this is kind of an interesting shape. So what you'll do, you'll figure out where you're going to position that, and you'll need some scissors. So take your twine, and then you're going to cut a piece out. So we're going to tie the stick on first with the twine. So I would say, get a good amount here to tie it on each side. So when you're going to tie this on, you're basically going to be wrapping it. So I prefer to have the knots in the back, but you actually can tie it, as you can see here. You can tie it here and then wrap it around the back. Give it a good tie here again. And actually, I would do this part here, I would do a double knot on the back here for this. Then you're just going to keep wrapping this around. So you're literally just getting it pretty tight here. So you want to go around quite a few times. And then tie this off in the back. Again, we'll probably do a double knot here. Just make sure it's really tight. So this is kind of what it looks like on the back, and then this is what it looks like on the front. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. So this is kind of the start of what we've got so far with our dream catcher. Now we're going to cut these ends off a little bit later, but if you prefer to wrap this metal, we can do that with the yarn. So this is kind of a meditative process, I'll say. So you basically are going to start at one end, and then you're just going to keep wrapping around and around. I'll start it for you, and then I will start it, and then you all can have some fun getting relaxed and creative doing your dream catcher. So you're going to start this out with a double knot. Like that. And then you're just going to have some fun, and then you're just going to wrap it around. So basically you're wrapping it and just kind of continuing this pattern here. And then you just kind of want to tighten it every now and then and push it down. So you can kind of see how it's starting to look here. So have fun wrapping, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Okay, I'm on my final wraps till I get to this other side. And so what you'll want to do is cut off the excess here, but leave a little bit to tie it. So where you wrapped your stick, you can tie the excess here on the twine to the string to hold this together. Again, doing a double knot here. Cool. So now you have something that looks really interesting with that multicolored yarn. So, all right, now the next step is to decide if you'd like to wrap this bottom part. I am going to do that. And I'm going to use this other yarn for that. So it'll be the same pattern, same action. So go ahead and work on that, and then I'll see you back here in a minute. Okay, so now that we have the metal wire covered with yarn on both sides, and then our stick starting to look pretty cool. So the next thing that I want to do is decide where to put this beautiful aspen piece from Colorful Colorado. So I'm thinking for mine, I'm going to actually hang it from the middle. So it's kind of a focal piece here. Now you can do that, or you can actually, decide to hang it down here with all the other feathers and things once we get to that step. So this is super easy. You just use the twine to actually thread through here in the hole. So just kind of put the twine in, and then just sort of see, the height that you want. I think I want it somewhere around that area. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this. And then again, just using, simple knot, I'm going to tie this to the top here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Cool. So that'll kind of just hang there, and it's just natural looking. It's, again, we'll cut these strings off once we get to the end. So this is how mine's looking so far. And then the next step is going to be to use the metal wiring that you have. And this is actually what we're going to use to string out the additions down here at the bottom. So go ahead and get one of those ready. Basically, for the wiring, to get it started, you're going to just literally go around the ring. Now I know you're kind of going to tuck it under the yarn here. So yeah, just basically you're wrapping it around a couple of times here. Kind of trying to keep it together around the metal. And then we will twist this here. So it's basically just twisting onto itself here. So just kind of twisting that. Cool, and then we're actually going to cover up this wiring with some of this yarn as well. So then what you'll do is you're going to kind of decide what you want to hang from this next. So okay, so I'm going to finish this hanging portion off with the feather. So basically you're just going to take the wire and wrap it around the feather pretty tight here a couple times. And then re-wrap the wire to itself. And we're going to actually secure this with the string that we're going to use to kind of cover up this wiring. So see, I'm just wrapping that around itself there. This is kind of what it's looking like hanging there. Okay, so I'm going to actually use some of this fluffy yarn here to kind of cover up the wiring. Now, this is going to kind of give it a softer look so that the wire isn't showing as much. So again, just doing a simple knot here. And then wrapping this around. Here. So yeah, this doesn't have to be completely perfect. It's just gonna kind of hide it a bit. So then you can cut that. And then you kind of go up here and retie it onto itself. So there you kind of have a little bit softer look of this hanging. So you'll repeat that and you'll go, you know, cover this wiring with the yarn, same thing down here. And then you're gonna go ahead and repeat your hanging wire here with your other elements of rocks and feathers that you want to include. And then I'll see you back here in a little bit. Okay, so you can see that I have all of the wires attached with the beads and the feathers, and then the string kind of in between. I went ahead, all right, so that's good to go. So I'm just cutting off the excess string here. So yeah, now it's kind of looking pretty whimsical and fun. Lots of different colors in here, which looks great. So the thing that's cool about the wiring is that you can kind of guide it after you hang it, sort of see, you know, where everything's pointing and everything, but it's looking pretty cool. Okay, so the final element that we have here, if you want to include it, are these little sprigs, these greenery sprigs. So I'm feeling like I'm gonna put these together on one side. Again, you can, so again, get a pretty good piece to wrap around and have enough room to tie. Then you just kind of take these ends here, wrapping this around. Start with a double knot here. Now we're going to cover up the excess stems when we actually tie it. Then you're going to take this that you've tied together, you're going to wrap it and tie it around the ring. So again, starting with a double knot at first. Then I'm just going to use some of this extra twine here to wrap it around. Okay, so you can kind of see here where I wrapped it, the twine around to hide the stem. So now we have a little sprig of greenery here. And then next I'm just going to go around and cut off all the excess strings that we made. And then, okay, so the final step will be to create your hanger. So just with the twine again, doing another double knot. And that's kind of why we did all the knots towards the back, so that the front looks really clean. Once I have this done, I'll show you. Okay, so now we have your hanger, and again we're going to cut the excess off here. Okay, this dream catcher is complete, so you can kind of see how it looks. Everything's kind of clean and tied on here. And we've got the cool feathers. So it looks pretty sweet. This dream catcher is complete. Thanks for hanging out with me in the chassis, where you get to be cool and be crafty. We'll see you next time. And don't forget to check out our other art kits at CraftyChassis.com. Thank you and have an awesome day.